So, welcome everyone. You join me back down on my syndicate again. I've got about 36 hours to play with, 2 nights. I did get here quite early this morning, but I haven't really fished yet. I've just been walking about the pond. I arrived, it's really busy. I was kind of hoping somebody was going to pack up and go, that's why I sort of hung about. But nobody's due off till tomorrow. So I've come down the opposite end of the lake. There was only 2 swims available anyway. One's in the far right hand corner, and this is the left hand corner down the bottom here. It's the first time I've been down this end of the lake, and it's a bit shallower. I've got around about 13 foot. There's some gravel patches that come up to 8 foot, but there's some really nice margin spots to my left and to my right. I've had the chest waders on, I've had a little look about. One of the existing members as well put me onto one of the spots on the left hand side here. Says that produces, although he says he's never fished it himself, he's told it's a good spot. So I've investigated that, and sure enough it is there. It does look a really nice good spot. It's about a 3 foot gravel patch, but it's really thick dense weed on the back of it. So you know, sort of like a place which you'd expect the carp to hold up, especially when it's warm. I mean, it's shallow there. You'd expect them to get in that thick weed and that and just sit there, you know, sunning it about. Can't say I've seen anything yet, but that may change, especially going into this afternoon, early morning time. Anyway, let's show you a little bit about what I've got. Because it's a blatant gravel spot and the water is gin clear, I'm not going in with a multi-rig this time. I'm actually going to go in with a Ronnie rig. Just sits that little bit lower, and again I've tied the boom up with fluorocarbon, so it's not as blatant. You know, especially, I mean, it's lit up like a Christmas tree. If I can see that spot really well, you know, I'm sure the carp can. So that rig's going out on the left hand rod and the right hand rod. They're both going on margin spots, and I'm going to wade out and just drop the rig in and chuck some bait in by hand. And then this middle rod, I found a nice spot. It's only 4 wraps out. It's in 8.5 foot of water, which is quite shallow really. Again, I don't know for sure, but it feels like a really nice clean gravelly area. If you go slightly a couple of foot to the right or a couple of foot to the left, you don't get that scraping, so it's sort of like on the edge of the silt. So with that one I'm going to go in with my multi-rig, just because I've got a lot of confidence in it. Split shot on the bottom there. There's a size 4 straight point hook. And on the Ronnie rigs I've gone in with a size 4 cranks. Boilie wise, again I'm on the LFB. These have been plugging for a couple of days now. They look absolutely pucker. They stink to high heaven. If we had smell-o-vision right now, believe me, you'd be smelling them. And the mix again, it's slightly different to last time. In the mix this time we've got a lot of pigeon conditioner. We've got some 15mm LFB boilies in there, and quite a bit of sweet corn, and again lots and lots of boilie crumb. That is a little bit stiff, to be honest, but because I'm going to be scooping it in by hand, that's alright. But if I was going to be spodding that out, I'd add a bit of lake water to that as well. So yeah, that's the plan of attack. I think I've been here long enough now, walking around the pond, trying to decide. So I think it's time to make a move. Let's do this. Wish me luck. Right, well, it's getting on for 6 o'clock now. All the rods are sitting nicely. I've baited up, like I said before, got the 2 in the margins and then 1 at 4 wraps, a little clear spot. It's been quite a quiet day. I've not really seen that much in front of me, but I'm now starting to see the odd fish drifting about on the surface. I do keep persevering and trickling the odd dog biscuit in. There's just not enough there to compete really. I'm very hopeful for the morning. If a few push down here tonight, I'm in for a good chance. The lake is fishing rather funny at the minute though. It's only done a few bites. Just got tea cooking at the minute. Having some new potatoes, mushrooms, cherry tomatoes, bit of chili chicken. That's pushing the boat out for me. Normally I live like a right bank tramp. Normally anything between bread does me. But I need it after today. I'm absolutely exhausted. I was on nights last night. I didn't manage to get any sleep before I got here. And it's just been too hot today to even like nick an hour. The bivvy as well inside, it's just been crawling with them little thunder flies. They've been getting right under your skin. Oh, it makes it really, really irritating. Just seen a fish right under the rod tips. I mean literally right under the rod tips. Jesus, I can't believe that. That's literally in like a foot of water. Well, that's just shocked me. Once I've had my tea and that, I'll pan round and show you what it looks like. This end of the lake, it's a lot more weedier. To be honest, I actually like this end of the lake better than the other end. It's a total different style of fishing really. Yeah, it's quite intimate, a lot of it's margin fishing. It's a bit shallower as well, in this swim anyway. I don't know about the other swims, I'm yet to venture into them. The pad swim, that looks really deep. You stand at the edge there and it just goes straight down, so I don't know what kind of depth there is in there yet. I'm itching to get in there really, it's still closed. I'm told that they did have a go at spawning again a couple of weeks ago, so you just keep that area roped off just in case. Yeah, there's been a 40 out, a guy that's in the step swim. That's what swim I was in last time, in my last vlog. He's had a 40 out there, gorgeous looking fish. What else has been out? The guy in the bog swim had a fish last night, 29 pound I believe. Yeah, 29 pounds something. But other than that, it's been really quiet. They're the only 2 fish that I know of that's been out. I do know there's a couple of fish out during the week, but not a lot of fish. Not like last time I was here. Last time I was here, it absolutely fished its head off. So with that in mind, I've not gone too heavy on the baiting approach. Literally just a couple of spoonfuls of the spod mix and about 30-40 boilies round each rod. I have reserved the step swim for tomorrow morning as well, so I didn't want to pile too much in here and then move. Yeah, it's definitely fishing tricky, but you know, we'll keep on keeping on. Anyway, I'm going to crack on making my tea. like I said, I'll before I turn in for tonight, I'll give you a little update. I'll pan around the swim and show you what's happening. Morning everyone. I'm a bit knackered now. It was a good fight that, really, for the size of fish. I'm sorry I didn't give you a little update last night. I had it all, the camera all set up ready to start doing the update, and then I ended up having a bit of a social with one of the guys that come round to my swim. I really enjoyed that chat, interesting guy. So that's the reason why I didn't. By the time we'd finished talking, it was dark o'clock and it was time for bed, like. Right then, so it's the little spot at 4 wraps that's just on the bite. Little common, it's just gone £24.8. This one come to the multi-rig, which is quite surprising really, to say I put 2 running rigs out and a multi-rig, and it's my old faithful that's gone, the multi-rig. 14mm white LFB pop-up, doing the business again. Pucker job. Can tell this one spawned. His belly's really empty. Show the other side quickly. He's behaving himself. What a lovely fish. He's made my day. Spot on. Let's put him back. I think I'm still going to move today, even though we've had a fish. That island swim up there, you know, it's renowned for big fish, so I'd be silly not to. If I can get in it, I may as well get in it, because it's very busy on here and I don't think I'll be able to get in it that regular. Right, let's slip him back. Just a quick little update, it's coming on for 8:30 now. I'm going to start packing up. I said I'd be in the other swim for about 9:30, that's what time that geezer's going. But yeah, I'm really happy with that fish. First common from this water as well. Nice clean looking fish. So yeah, it's a bonus. But I'm really looking forward to getting in that other peg. I mean, obviously I had a good session there last time. But the guy that's in there now, he's also had 2 fish. He had one of the known 40s out of there, so it's definitely a spot that, you know, gets visited by the bigger residents. So I'd be silly, like I said, I'd be silly not to jump on there, because it's really busy, and especially with me being a weekend angler, I am always going to struggle to get where I want to go. So if there's an option to move in for one night, I've got to take it. So yeah. I shall give you a little update once we're up and sorted. What I think I'll do is I think I'll get there, put my bait in, and then go for a little wander and see if there's an opportunity off the top. So if that pans out, you know, you'll join me doing a bit of floater fishing. If not, you'll join me all settled into the swim. Right, so we're all settled in the swim now. I didn't bother going having a wander with a floater gear. There's quite a ripple on today, even though there is quite a few fish down that end of the lake. With the ripple that's blowing in there, it's just making it really hard work. Not that I had a go like, I just know from previous that they just don't seem to like to come up for a dog biscuit when there's too much of a ripple on. If it's only a bit of ripple, it don't really matter, because when you oil your biscuits up and that and you put them in, it flattens it off. You can usually generate something in that situation. But I'm not saying that I've ruled it out, because every now and then the wind does drop. So I have been putting the odd spom out of dog biscuits and just letting them drift about, but nothing's really coming up for them up here anyway. Anyway, with the rushing about this morning, moving and everything, I ain't eaten yet, so I've just done myself a nice bacon and egg sandwich. That's what we want. Keep the old brain ticking away. It's too hot today though, far too hot. You just don't feel like eating much when it's that hot. I'll have this now and then I think I'll have a late tea. I've got to be up early tomorrow. I'm working afters tomorrow, so I've got to get up, get packed up, get home, you know, get all my gear sorted, showered and then ready for work. So, but it's looking promising. When I dropped in here, the guy that was in here, he's had 3 fish in total now. I think his name's Pete. Yeah, nice lad, very nice lad. To be honest, I've met some really good lads on here. I'm liking fishing here. So yeah, let's have a bite. I can't wait. Well, I'm going to tuck into this, and I shall catch up with you later. I do think it's going to, if we're going to get a bite, I do think it's going to be early morning again. Yeah, so on that note, I'll catch you in a bit. Right, so the light's fading fast now. I'm feeling quite confident for tonight. Obviously, with me having a good session in here last time, I've got 2 rods fishing that same spot on the island there. I've got the multi-rigs on, my old faithful multi-rigs on them spots. And then I've got my right hand rod, it's just to the right of the island where it drops off into 14 foot of water. Beyond that there's quite a bit of weed, and then where I'm actually fishing it, it's still silty, but it's a bit of a firmer drop. So I've got a Ronnie rig over that. I've got the LFB pop-ups on all 3. It's working, so why change it? I've put out quite a bit of bait, about 4.5 kilos, which is a lot considering that I'm only doing the one night in here. But you know, obviously last time I couldn't put enough bait in. I think if I'd have put more bait in on them first couple of nights, I think I might have had a better session. Or at least that's my thought process anyway. It's mostly boilie crumb that's gone out. I've put out probably about 3 kilos of crumb, a kilo of the pigeon conditioner, and then I've just sticked out some 18 millers over the top. So pretty similar to last time, although last time I had a bit more hemp in my mix. This time it's just pigeon conditioner, a bit of sweet corn. Yeah, well, I've just had a bit of a social actually with a guy called Chris. He messaged me on Facebook saying we're getting a takeaway, so we've just sat and had a curry and a beer together. Meeting some nice lads on here. It's a cracking water. Meeting some really good people. And like I say, I had a bit of a social last night, a bit of a social tonight. Yeah, there's some cracking lads on here. Some really good anglers as well. A lot of named anglers. Yeah. So I am liking it. And it's looking promising. Just after Chris left, well, no, actually, it was while he was here. While Chris was here, I had a liner. I was fishing quite locked up. I didn't have much of a drop on the bobbin, and I thought it was a take. I sort of jumped up and got all panicky, and it was just a liner. I've just dropped them down that little bit, so when I start to get the liners, I can distinguish what's a liner and what's a take. Trouble is, you can't give them too much when you're fishing tight against the island. But the good news is that snag that I lost one on last time I was here, that's been removed now. Pete was in here, his mate managed to go and get it out. So that's a thumbs up. At least I ain't got to worry about that this time. Yeah, I'm going to have an early night. Because I've got to be off quite early tomorrow, I need to be away for about at 10:30 time. So I'm going to have an early night and hope, fingers crossed, that one of them rods wakes me up. That's the plan anyway. But you never can tell, you know. Although I'm feeling confident, you know, the bait's in and that. I got that all out the way early doors. I've had no disturbance in. I've literally put the rods out and I've not touched them. I don't want to keep bringing them in and checking them and putting them back out. I know that them pop-ups I'm using, they stay popped up for about 3 days solid. Then they're really good. So I ain't got to worry about that. It's one of them, you know, when you're fishing for big fish, I think the less disturbance you can do is a better thing. That's what's always, well, that's what's worked for me in the past anyway. Anyway, I'm not going to waffle on. I'm going to leave it there, and hopefully you'll see me in the morning with a fishy. Well, what a lovely morning it is. It is absolutely baking hot. On the fishing front now, it's not been too good. To be honest, I felt confident. Like I said on the update last night, I felt really confident. I had that liner, went to bed, you know, everything was looking good. And it just hasn't happened. I tell you what actually has happened with the lake quietening off. The far corner over there, Willow and the Folly corner, there's no angling pressure over there at all, and the fish have moved over there in numbers. In fact, I was tempted to pack down early this morning and go around there with a floater gear, but you know, you always have that doubt in the back of your mind, but one of them could still rip off yet. You know, it's a banker spot, that, and it can just do a bite at any time, even if you don't have liners. So, you know, I've held on and I've held on, and I've run out of time. The fish are on the top, still over there on the far side. If I was stopping, that's where I'd be now, but unfortunately I've got to go. I've got to get to work. So, but it's been really good, you know. I've dropped in a new swim. I've got that mapped out and logged out now. I take notes of everything that I do, so you know, it makes it a lot easier. I think when you're fishing for pressured fish like this, if you can mark out the swim, you know, take notes of it, and the next time you come, you can approach that swim, you know, a couple of casts and you're fishing. You know, it makes a big difference when you're fishing for pressured fish. You know, they're not daft. They know every trick in the book. I really think it helps. But like I say, I've had a brilliant start. My third session, and that's my fourth fish I've had now. It's far exceeded the expectations I had, so I'm really pleased with that. It's always hard when you approach a new water. So, you know, I've got to take the positives. Although it didn't pay off for me last night, I've fully enjoyed this session. I couldn't have asked for it to go any better, really. So yeah, I'm just about to wrap up. It's 10 o'clock now. I want to be all packed up for 10:30. I want to be on the road for 11 o'clock. So yeah, Oh, and also I'd just like to thank everybody that showed me the support on the last video. When I last checked, I had 20 thumbs up, so brilliant. I really appreciate that. It's nice to know that you guys are liking what I'm doing. And for anybody watching that hasn't subscribed, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And until next time, you know, that'll be, I think it's going to be 3 weeks till I can get back. So until next time, see you again soon.